Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rob Balasabas. In this video, I want to share with you and show you how to set up your podcast RSS feed. That's your podcast RSS feed with your YouTube channel. It's a new feature. It's a newer feature. And so I want to share that with you. I just did it myself a couple days ago, getting a lot of questions about it. So here is a video that will help you do that. So let's jump into my screen. All right, let's go. Okay, so what you're looking at here is my YouTube channel. So this is my actual podcast tab. So if you see here, this is my YouTube studio, and where I'm circling is the tab that says podcast. And so just for some context, I had already set up one of my playlists as a podcast. Okay, and so if you're not sure how to do that, let me know in the chat and I can create another video around that. But this playlist right here is already set as a podcast playlist within my YouTube channel. All right, so that feature has been around for a while. I did that probably 2 or 3 months ago. And so recently I had the option now to add my podcast RSS feed. And so that's why you'll see here that in the bottom here of my playlist, it says RSS because it's already set up. All right. And so what you need to do if you do that is go to the top right where it says create right here. And I'm going to point to it just to make it really easy for you visually. There's the create button right there. And so if you click on that, you'll see that there's a couple of options that happens. All right. So there is the option to create a new podcast. Okay. So we're going to click on that. Okay, so now you've got 3 options here, all right? So you've got create a new podcast. You can set an existing playlist as a podcast, which is what I did initially a few months ago. Or you can submit your RSS feed directly to YouTube here, okay? And so if you already have a podcast or a playlist you have set as a podcast like I did, you don't have to go through this path to add your RSS feed. You can add your RSS feed directly to your existing podcast playlist. Okay, I know I'm speaking a little bit slower because there's lots of podcast playlist, lots of P words. And so I'm just saying that really slow just to make sure that you guys are following along. And so let's say that you have an existing podcast playlist. You're going to get out of this screen. You're going to go into your podcast playlist details, like here. And you're going to be taken to your podcast details, okay? And so what you're going to do is you're going to go scroll down below the thumbnail. What you're going to see is the RSS settings, okay? So now you can see that this is available, okay? So I'm going to click into it a little bit. This is literally where you go to your podcast host, you get the RSS feed URL, and you add it to this field, okay? Just like I did. You can see that I did that right here. It's added, and then you would then click on connect, okay? The connect button should be right beside it right here. Mine already says disconnect because I've already connected my RSS feed, and that will do it, okay? Now, if you scroll down, you're going to see a few more options here that's going to be really helpful for you, is your default RSS video visibility, okay? So it's up to you. You can set this as unlisted or private or public, okay? For me, I have set my my podcast episodes to be public, okay? There's also a little bit of a hidden option here to click on is show more, okay? So make sure you click on show more. You see that right there, okay? Click on that. And that is going to give you a couple more options. One being you indicating if you have any paid promotions in your podcast episodes, okay? I happen to have paid promotions. I have some sponsorships that I mentioned in my podcast. And so I want to make sure that I am disclosing that, okay, here. And so you want to check that. If you don't have to check that at all, okay? The other section here at the very bottom is which episodes to upload first, because you may already have uploaded some videos to your podcast playlist. You may not want to upload the entire catalog. you may want to start, like I did, start with a specific date, and every video or podcast episode after that specific date. For me, it was November 27, 2023. I want all of the new episodes from that date onwards, okay? Because those are the episodes that have not been uploaded to YouTube yet from my podcast, okay? Once you've done that, then all you need to do in the top right here is click on save, and away you go. What you then end up with is, I'm going to go over to another tab. This is my actual podcast playlist. Now, one disclosure here is that if you upload to Spotify for podcasters like I do, you may upload video podcasts there, and that's totally cool. That will show up as a video on Spotify. But when it goes to your YouTube channel through your RSS feed URL, it pulls in the thumbnail as the static image for that episode, and not the video. People can still listen, of course, to the podcast like normal, and the audio will be there, of course. It has to be. That's what a podcast is. But the video from your Spotify video upload for your podcast will not be ported over, okay, to your YouTube channel, just as an FYI, okay? If you want the video version, then you're likely better off not doing it this way, not doing it through the RSS feed, and uploading it manually to your podcast, to your YouTube channel instead, uploading the video to your YouTube channel instead, okay? And just adding it to your podcast playlist. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions. I want to make sure that we pause there. If you have any questions, now is the time to just pause, go back to the comments of this video, and leave your questions around this, okay? And then now I'm going to go back into my screen. And now let's talk about if you have a totally new podcast, you haven't created a podcast playlist or anything like that, what you want to do is go back to that create button like I shared with you earlier, right? Go to create, and then what you want to do is click on new podcast, okay? And you're going to just essentially go and click on submit RSS feed from this option, okay? And then it's going to let you know that this is how it works. You're going to get a static image for your thumbnail, for the video itself. It's going to look really cool though. When it goes to, YouTube Studio or YouTube Music, it's going to look really cool. It's going to look like this. It's like Spotify or Apple, podcasts or anything like that. It's going to look like that. Okay. And then you're going to click on next. And this is where you essentially just paste in your podcast feed URL. Okay. It's really easy, super simple. You're going to do a couple things after this. You're going to go and verify your ownership, and then it's going to ask you to then upload if you're okay with uploading those videos. Okay. So there you have it. That is really as easy as it gets. If you have any specific questions, let me know, and I'll be happy to create more videos around this. I really love that YouTube is now taking in your RSS feed URL. It makes the distribution of your podcast episodes even better. And so, yeah, I hope that this benefits you guys. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. If you have a moment, I would love for you to also check out my actual podcast on Spotify or Apple. Check it out. It's all about the Coffee with Creators content, which is basically interviews and some solo episodes about the creator economy. All right. So, and then before you go, let me know what your podcast is about. Leave a comment down below. Leave me a link, whatever it is. I'd love to check it out. And I'm always looking out for cool new podcasts. All right. There you have it. Thanks for watching this video. And I'm sure there's going to be some other videos here that'll pop up that YouTube thinks you should watch. All right. See you in the next one.